This morning, Hillary Clinton's back on the campaign trail in New Hampshire. And these are live pictures right now from her town hall event there, one of two she'll hold today. She's just arriving. It was set to get underway about 9:45. So as we've seen lately, she's showing up a little bit late. She's set to lay out her plan here about curbing gun violence here in the United States. Clinton's proposals, we now know, call for her to work with Congress on some solutions. But she also says she'll take executive action if Congress won't act. We will monitor this event. We will bring you updates as she gets going, but let's discuss what we expect. Jason Johnson is joining me. He's a professor of political science at Hiram College and a contributor to the Sirius XM radio POTUS channel. All right, Jason. Clinton rolling out her gun control plan there in New Hampshire. And let me bring up the latest poll there because it's not coincidental. She just happens to be there today. You can see she is trailing Sanders in this latest poll. She's down about 9 percentage points, and that's basically unchanged from a month ago. The rest of the field, they're in single digits. But when you add in Joe Biden to the race, well, you can see Clinton's support is even really less. She is only going to get 28%. Vice President still some of the votes from her. So do you think that she's hoping her announcement there can boost some support in this critical state?
Well, I think so. You know, Hillary Clinton has dropped 18, 20 points, depending on which poll that you look at. She certainly doesn't like the idea that she's behind in New Hampshire right now. But I also think this is just practical. I mean, there have been just too many of these mass shootings. And one of the things that Hillary Clinton is going to try and sell herself on to the American public is, I'm the politician who can get things done. And so this proposal is really sort of based on practical things, closing loopholes, taking executive action, and she connects every single one of her policy proposals to a recent shooting. So it's probably one of the most in-depth proposals I've seen from any candidate in the last couple of years.
Let's take a look at her proposals because we know she's going to call for background check loopholes being closed, also allowing victims to sue the gun manufacturers. She's also expected to say that she would use executive action if Congress won't act, and she will call for legislation to bar domestic abusers from buying weapons. It's a little bit different than some of the other proposals that are out there that are calling for assault weapons bans, for example. Do you think Congress might be receptive to these plans?
I think a Congress in 2016, if she wins the presidency, might be receptive. I think if the Senate remains in control of the Republicans and the House remains in control of the Republicans, I don't think she'll have a chance of getting these things done through legislation. But for example, her proposal, the Charleston loophole, which says that if you don't finish your background check in 3 days, you can still sell somebody a gun. By closing something like that, I do think she could get some support. I do think she could get Lindsey Graham, talk to Nikki Haley, and get some Republicans to be in favor of something like that because it's directly connected to Dylann Roof, who assassinated 9 people in Charleston earlier this summer.
The idea of executive action will be taken if you do not follow through on this. I mean, President Obama has already said, you know, he's going to take executive action. He's done what he believes he can do when it comes to that. Is there more from an executive action standpoint that can be done?
I think there is, and that's one of the things that Hillary Clinton's bringing to the table. Look, Hillary Clinton, unlike President Obama, she's not nearly as cautious. She has no problem with putting forth an executive action and then just basically daring Republicans in Congress to come back and sue her if they don't like it. President Obama has been hesitant to do things that he thinks could be knocked down in a court of law, and I don't think Hillary Clinton has those concerns. If she puts her mind to something, she's going to get it done and let the consequences be darned.
Finally, Jason, your reaction to Hillary Clinton on Saturday Night Live last night, drawing some laughs when she did that Trump imitation, which we played here on our show earlier. Is she going to show, I mean, is that going to be effective in showing another side of her?
You know, I think if she does it consistently, look, we've known Hillary Clinton for anywhere from 15 to 20 years, depending on how old you are. She cannot change who she is. But if she can show us that she can laugh at herself and have a good time with how we perceive her, that's never hurt any candidate out there who has a reputation of being a little too stiff.
All right, Jason Johnson, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Anna.